Next up on KSL Outdoors. There you go.
September is a fine time to target the smallest and fastest upland game species in the state. Plus,
Shoot 'em, Miles, shoot 'em.
a hunt for the ribeye in the sky.
I'm Adam Eakle, and this is KSL Outdoors.
KSL Outdoors with Adam Eakle is brought to you by your local Ford stores.
Thanks for tuning in to KSL Outdoors. I'm Adam Eakle. You know, September is kind of the kickoff month for a lot of hunts, especially when you talk upland game birds. Tonight, we're going to take you on a few of those hunts, and we're going to kick it off with some good friends down in central Utah.
Already seeing them. Exciting. First birds of the year. So, can't wait.
The dove hunt has been an annual tradition for Lynn and his boys.
We look forward to it all year long, and we just can't wait to get for it to get here. It gives us something to do from now to March 10th. We can hunt waterfowl or upland or something. It's great. They're just flying around. They come from the northwest, land in there, feed, and if we just spread out and give them a couple hours, I think we'll get some pretty good shooting in. Ready to rock. Who's gonna miss the most? You already? Hey, there's one. There's some right there. Got him.
I think that was the old man.
Wasn't me.
Your dad sure likes this hunt, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He's for about the last 6 weeks. He said, "How many days till September 1st? How many weeks till September 1st?" So he loves to come out and hunt with his boys and his friends.
Get ready, Kip. There's gonna be some right here.
Oh, stupid!
It's okay. They're all right here. They're all right ahead of you.
Oh, nice shot. First one of the season, huh?
First one right there.
There we go.
Right at you, old timer.
The boys are getting plenty of shots, but not hitting very many. This hunt is a good tune-up for the season. These little birds can be pretty humbling.
Hey, you gotta aim!
Did you hear him?
Yes.
Gotta aim.
I try not to listen to him.
Oh, right at us. He's laughing at you, mine.
I know. I can hear him from here. That's pretty bad.
That's not easy though.
I got a lot of practice to do. Man, this is embarrassing. Here's one.
Did you go down?
Yeah, he landed. Not because he's hurt.
How's the shooting?
Great.
The shooting's good.
I haven't missed yet.
Well, my chest waders are in the truck. I better get them on.
Oh, on our left.
Come on, Twitch.
All right, Ren, there you go. Oh, that was very lucky.
Did he get it?
He did.
He's gotta lead him.
You gotta aim.
When they're that far, you gotta lead them big.
Ren's good shot.
Smoke him.
See, you give me the bad shot. That's why I keep missing.
Coming up,
It's right behind us, on the fence.
Wait, I want this shot.
Okay, get it. Oh! Oh, nice shot.
The boys get on target, plus we'll give you some tips for the remaining 5 weeks of the dove hunt. But first, let's check out this week's climate quiz question as we test your knowledge of the Harvest Information Program. The Migratory Bird Harvest Information Program, or HIP, as it is commonly referred to as, is a method the Utah DWR and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service use to generate estimates of migratory birds harvested throughout the country. Our climate quiz question tonight is, can you name the 10 species you must have a Harvest Information Program, or HIP number, in order to hunt? Now, once you know these 10 species, log on to our KSL Outdoors Facebook page, give us all 10 correct answers. We'll then randomly select and announce a winner on our page the following week. The winner set to receive a Climate Static V sleeping pad. Climate, comfortable, rugged, and lightweight. KSL Outdoors, powered by Ford. Be right back on the Dove Hunt.
KSL Outdoors is also brought to you by Smith & Edwards, Fish Tech Outfitters, Utah State Parks, Burt Brothers, Climate, King's Camo, and Camp Chef.
You know, if you've ever hunted doves, you know how frustrating they can be. They are just so stinking fast and hard to hit.
I've shot 25 shells already, and we've been hunting an hour. They're really small and they fly pretty fast too, so it's easy to miss.
It's right behind us, on the fence.
Wait, I want this shot.
Okay, get it. Oh, nice shot.
You know, we've come down here many years, and always it's a good reunion.
Yeah.
Way to start off the
Landed on the fence.
fall hunts and kind of smell the shotgun smell.
Dust off the rust off
Just,
the old eye.
yeah, exactly. I mean, they humble you. They definitely humble you. I'll go back and pick up all my my spent shells over here and hide them so that nobody knows how many I took.
Good shot.
It's a hunt that most kids start out on, and when I was 12, my dad took me out, and you kind of go back to those memories. You really do.
How many birds you got so far?
Got 5, 4 in the bag, and one that somebody else picked up for me.
Oh yeah, nice.
Conservation Officer Curtis Shumway was out checking licenses and making sure everyone is following the law.
So far, everybody's doing good. So killing some birds and having some fun.
Hey, guess what?
Well, they got to have their license. They got to have a HIP number, which they can go online or call a number and get it for free. Then they have to have no more than 3 shells in their shotgun, so they got to have a choke in.
And limit this year?
15. So yeah, no shooting from roadways, no shooting from vehicles, power lines, cultivated fields unless permission. So a lot of private property, so make sure you get written permission if you're going to hunt private property.
The dove hunt runs through October 30th.
Nice.
As the weather cools, the birds will start to migrate south. So here's a few things to look for when you're looking for late season doves.
These doves really like agriculture, and so if you want to have some success with them, look for harvested wheat fields and lined with sunflower, or any sunflower that you can find is typically a good spot.
Yeah.
And the sunflower have to be old enough to where they're dropping their seed and there's something on the ground for them, and then typically you'll find your doves there.
Biologists say the number of mourning and white-winged doves in Utah is down across much of the state this year, but there are still plenty of birds to hunt. I would suggest looking for water near fields that have grain in them, such as wheat or safflower. Another key ingredient to look for is concentration of trees near grain fields and watering holes.
Nice shot.
Doves will fly into these areas to roost for the evening.
Typically good for a couple weeks, and then as soon as it starts getting cloudy at night and the evenings get with the thunderstorms and stuff like that, it really moves them out.
They head south.
Yeah, but there's more coming.
Boy, it's sure fun to see the sibling rivalry there between old Kip and Ren. They sure have a passion of hunting, and I think I know where they got it from. Their old man, that's for sure. Hey, more here on KSL Outdoors in a moment.
Here we go.
We'll take you on another father-son hunt, but this time
Shoot him, Miles, shoot him.
Get in front of them.
will target the Sandhill Crane.
But first, back to the guys at Fish Tech for tonight's fishing report.
Can you do this? Or how about this? Because if you can't, you might need this. Hi, I'm Mickey Anderson from Fish Tech with this week's end of the summer fishing report. These flies work so well because the fish aren't super selective this time of year as long as you didn't scare them. They work well also because there's so much foam in it that they float really high and you don't have to keep dressing them up a lot to keep them floating. The only problem with them are these big wings. These wings can catch a drop of water when you do a big roll cast, and you need to keep that out because it'll flip the fly upside down. Make sure you put a little bit of frog fanning in that wing before you start your casting, and you shouldn't have any problems. This time of year, you almost need to be like a hunter and stalk the fish. It's best if you can do it from your knees. And if you just can't be down on your knees, how about this? The brand new Simms G3 River Camo waders. And when it gets cold, there's even a matching hoodie. One last quick tip, never walk to the river with your rod ahead of you. The fish will see it. Hey, for these tips and a whole lot more, come on down to Fish Tech and we'll help you out. And now for tonight's fishing line.
Well, welcome back to KSL Outdoors. I'm Adam Eakle. Well, we go from probably the smallest upland game species in the state to one of the largest, the ribeye in the sky. We're headed out with our good friend, Joel Ferry.
So we'll sit along the fence.
Gotcha.
Put the decoys behind us, and we're gonna take them as they pass over.
Got it.
They're tough to get to decoy right in and land. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I think they'll come over really low.
Joel Ferry has invited us to hunt with him and his 12-year-old son, Miles, who is hunting Sandhill Cranes for the first time.
Can you hear them? Yep, they're gonna be moving. So birds are gonna start flying any second though.
So we gotta hurry.
So we kind of gotta hurry. Hi, have you seen any cranes? So set the decoys out about halfway between us and that berm.
I like to put these in pairs because when you see them in the field, they're typically paired up.
Yeah.
So I like to do like 2, 3, kind of in an area, and then move to where we can do another little group.
You getting to miss school today?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
My first 2 hours.
Then it's off to school, huh?
Yeah.
Thousands of ducks, geese, and shorebirds are lighting up the morning sky as we finish our setup.
Blinds are set, decoys are out. You gotta do your crane dance. Like the rain dance. There it is.
Like there's 3 out in the distance there. I don't know if they're gonna kind of behind us, just past the mountain. Oh, there's 2 right behind us. 3 right behind us. Oh, look, here comes 3 more off the lake. Our setup's kind of bad because we're looking in the sun and they're looking at us.
To hunt sandhills in Utah, you have to draw a tag through the division's draw process, and it can usually take a few years to do so.
So close.
This is Miles, Angie's, and Bruce's first year hunting them, and so far, their cranes are giving us the slip.
Okay, yeah, we gotta hold still, Miles. I'll give him a call for good luck. Yeah, hold still. Wait.
Okay, take him. Shoot him, Miles, shoot him. Get in front of him. Oh, look at that one's leg dropped.
Did you lead him?
Yes.
Oh, watch that one. Look at him. See him? Okay, he's going down. You got him, dude! And so the bird sailed off into the distance, probably over a half mile away, and it landed in a pond.
You see him? Right there? All by itself? See the red head on it?
I have some friends who were building blinds in an airboat. Luckily, we called them and they rescued us, saved the day.
Nice job, buddy. Thanks, guys. That's front door service right there. That's pretty nice, huh?
It's pretty nice.
Congratulations. That was Miles there. Shot that one, Brad. Way to go, Miles.
It's good to have good friends.
That's a big bird. That's a heavy bird.
Great experience. So much fun just to spend time with your kids out in the field, share that tradition and passion that I personally have, share it with them so they can appreciate that and get to love it as well.
Now you got to go to school. Upland game season is just kicking off here in Utah, so a lot more hunts to go. He's got a lot of species to go if he's going to get all of his slam on.
A big list to check off.
Yeah, he's young.
He's young. He'll get it.
Hey,
one at a time, right?
One at a time. Right? One at a time. Next up, chuckers. Ooh, I don't know.
Let's let it cool off a little bit for chucker season, huh? It's too hot.
I agree. The dogs would not like it.
No, neither would I.
No. Hey, more here coming up on KSL Outdoors in a moment, but first let's check out this week's Utah Field Guide.
A project years in the making is now open to the public. The Utah Division of Wildlife Resources held a grand opening for the new Eakle's Wildlife Education Center at Farmington Bay.
It's such a neat spot to be so close to such an urban area that I'm hoping that now folks that just don't have a lot of time in their lives that can now take that 5-minute drive and come out to this grand resource that we have here and learn about this ecosystem we have here in the Great Salt Lake, about its birds, its animals, all the wildlife, the flowers, and so forth.
The center will essentially be a gateway to the wetlands of the Great Salt Lake. The center offers great nature hiking trails perfect for seeing blue herons, pelicans, hawks, and other migratory bird species up close.
We're going to bring lots of school kids in. That's going to be the main focus of the education center and the classroom, the outdoor classroom. But then we're going to use the auditorium and the other facilities for gatherings, group gatherings, and bringing people together. Everybody loves wildlife. Wildlife brings people together. This is the place where we're going to bring all lovers of wildlife together and do common good for wildlife.
The center is open Tuesday through Saturday each week. It's a great opportunity to take your kids into the marsh just minutes from the Wasatch Front.
Boy, the guys were pretty fortunate today in that the weather held out this summer. Didn't push all these birds south. But looks like we got some cold air on the way. Let's check that recreation forecast now by turning it over to the guys and gals back in the weather department.
Welcome back to KSL Outdoors. Hey, did you miss the youth waterfowl hunt that happened today in the state's northern zone? Well, you still have a chance to get your kids out on a youth-only hunt. You see, the DWR split the state into 2 zones, north and south. The southern zone will have its youth waterfowl hunt next Saturday, the 29th. Check the Utah Waterfowl Guidebook for limits and hours and get out and hunt with your rugrats.
Dude, that thing's as big as you are. He's giant, huh? The old ribeye in the sky. Pretty impressive. Not too bad. And your first?
Yes.
Not your last.
Definitely not my last.
Hey, don't forget, when your kid has success here like Miles did today, make sure to take a ton of snapshots, submit them to our snapshot contest. You can walk away with our big prize from Camp Chef. Now, the best of the week as we turn it over to you, our snapshot of the week.
We kick it off with this cool snapshot shot right from the front yard. Corbin Shumway and his daughter were out enjoying this beautiful rainbow. Corbin decided to take a picture of the rainbow, and just as he did, a bolt of lightning bombed the rainbow and Corbin's photo. Pim, his son Jesse, and nephew Tavian had one heck of an opening morning for the dove hunt, getting their limits by 10:30. Pim says it felt like it took longer to clean the birds than it did to actually shoot them. Later that day, Pim's daughter Emily bagged her first ever. A great hunt, guys. While on the archery hunt in the Uinta Mountains, Heidi stumbled upon this beautiful spider web glistening in the sunlight between 2 trees. Heidi says sometimes while doing the things we love, we should never take for granted just how amazing contributions of others' hard work, in this case a spider, at making this a spectacular world that we live in. Bodie Dalton shows off this beautiful 6x6 bull elk he shot down on the beaver unit. Bodie shot this bull at just 35 yards, his first ever elk, and boy is it a dandy. Luke sent us this shot of his nephew McCoy and this 6-pound bucket mouth. McCoy latched into this lunker all by himself, only to watch his line break right as he got the fish to shore. McCoy did what any angler would do. He jumped in, grabbed the fish until Grandpa could get there to help him get it out. Nice bucket mouth, McCoy. But our winner tonight found himself trapped against a rock and these 3 bull moose. Curtis Giles was fishing a lake when 3 bull moose spooked from the brush just a few feet behind him and decided to take a swim. Kurt had nowhere to go, so he grabbed his camera and snapped a couple of really cool shots. A pretty cool, albeit scary experience there, Kurt. So to calm your nerves, we're sending you our cool prize for having the snapshot of the week. Remember, submit your pictures or video plus an explanation of your latest outdoor adventures online at ksltv.com. The winner each week wins the new Striker multi-fuel stove in King's Camo. Perfect for a car camp or to take on the hunt. Plus, the winner is also entered into our Ford Trucks quarterly Facebook giveaway for a Camp Chef pellet grill.
From the backcountry to your back patio, Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
Well, hey, that's our show for tonight. We sure hope you enjoyed it. You know, it was fun to get out with the dads, watch them pass their passion of upland game hunting on to their sons. And old Miles, you know, may have missed a few hours of school, but I dare say that he probably learned more today hanging out with his dad and his buds than he would have if he'd gone to school today. So, you know, get your kids, make the effort, get them into the outdoors. You'll be better for it. I personally could do a little better myself with some of my kids. So, I'm Adam Eakle. Until next time, reminding you to get out with your family, your friends, and make some memories outdoors. We'll see you next weekend. Good night.